Our first inductee in the administrators category is Dave Harris of Alexandria. When the saying, "a man of many hats," was originated, Dave Harris must be who they had in mind. His skills, versatility, and do-anything enthusiastic attitude were evident in the classroom, as a coach, managerial roles, seats from the press box and sideline as a media member, and his longtime service as the Region 8AA Secretary. Of course, he did much of his work while wearing his trademark Alexandria Cardinals baseball cap.
And one of the pictures that I've given to be used is me as a high school senior and a basketball manager with a bag full of basketballs over my shoulder. And that's where it all started, way back then. And I was not big enough or good enough or fast enough to play basketball or football or whatever. And so I became a manager. That was my way of staying close to Montevideo athletics. And then I came to Alexandria, and the superintendent of schools here at that time, a gentleman by the name of Art Hofdahl, sent me down to the local newspaper, Park Region Echo, and said, "I'd like to have our school athletics in the paper." And he said, "Would you be interested?" I said, "Yeah," and he sent me down there, and that started a career of extracurricular activities along with my teaching. And eventually it became a career that's just been kind of a dream career. I always talk to kids when I see them about what they're going to do and go into, and I always say, make sure that you find something that you enjoy. And for me, that's been the case. I've enjoyed every part of my career here in Alexandria.
He shared in an interview for the league's Bulletin magazine, quote, "Just because I didn't play didn't make that any different. I was involved, and that was the big thing for me," end quote. That mantra never wavered for more than 4 decades. It was a media journey that began as a high school student submitting stories to the Montevideo American newspaper. It continued into a 48-year career with KXRA Radio.
And I met a gentleman by the name of Cap Bisciotti. And Cap was part of our school system, an administrator in our school system, but he was a play-by-play guy on the radio, along with an assistant administrator at the tech school here. And we started going to games together. And he would interview me and talk to me, and you know, I was pretty comfortable with that. I'm not afraid of a microphone or anything, and I enjoyed talking. Eventually, I was Cap's color man, and it became something that when I pretended it didn't work. When they put me on the air, it worked. And I don't know why. I've never had any coaching on how to broadcast or anything. It was me, and it worked.
For years, Tom Savageau, a former school counselor, would serve as color analyst on broadcasts for Harris.
Dave, as a team player, he was the kind of guy that when we got together as a team, whatever the team decided, he was on board all the time. You could always count on Dave to do his part. Well, you know, the first thing about Dave is that he comes in with so much energy and enthusiasm. When we would do a broadcast of a game, I always knew that he was prepared. He knew every player on the opposing team's number and name, and he knew a lot about the statistics of that team, so he could comment on both sides of the aisle, so to speak.
Harris was the inaugural recipient of the league's Outstanding Media Service Award in 2015. As a coach, Harris led both the boys and girls golf teams in the Alexandria Area School District. He was selected the State Girls Coach of the Year in 2001 and later in 2008, and was a 3-time Section Coach of the Year.
I started here in 1993, and when I came to town, I was the activities director, and my first hire was Dave Harris as our girls golf coach. And it was a great decision, probably one of the best ones I made as activities director, because Dave has been an outstanding girls golf coach. Feedback was very positive, and kids truly loved him and enjoyed and worked hard to play for him.
As the Region 8AA Secretary, Harris covered the largest geographic territory. While managing the member schools in that region, he ushered in the expansion of girls' athletics, multiple classes, and was cutting edge in technology. He was also thrilled to be able to honor student participants in the creation of the Region 8AA AAA Awards.
I think the legacy, in my opinion, that he has left is his commitment to Alexandria activities and sports. I mean, if you were to name one person in Alexandria as the cardinal of Alexandria, it would be Dave Harris.
And I think the true legacy of Dave is that he really bled Cardinal sports. And he cared so much about our community and the kids, and everybody knew it, and everybody respected him. He is a true icon in the Alexandria community.
There are so many things that have happened that have been just so enjoyable, and you know, there's been challenges along the way. There always are, but the support that I've had from so many people in this whole career over all these years I've been in Alexandria has just been fantastic. You know, I did the best I could, and I worked very hard at it, and I enjoyed my work, and it's been a great career.